You good? Okay. Hi, so welcome to the session today and welcome to our live stream session towards the July 2025 ICAG examination. And we're going to be getting ourselves excited into how we can position ourselves to go into July 2025 examination. Most importantly, sharing with you the framework that you have to follow to be able to position yourself to actually pass the examination in record time, generally at the end of the day. And I see some of you guys joining. Welcome to the stream. And if you have any questions, something that you want to share, you want me to share my thought on, please put it in the comment section or the chat box for me. I'm going to be answering your questions for you and then providing you with the guidelines that you need in order for you to go into the exam hall and then write the examination and pass the exam as well. So last week we wrap up on the March 2025 examination, and it was an interesting journey. And a lot of things came out with respect of the examination, and had conversation with some people, students and people outside, and then had some conversation also with a couple of people, even outside students perspective, and finding out how the examination was, what we should be looking out for generally going into the future. So maybe share with me a little, if you sat for the March 2025 examination, how did it go? What are your expectations as compared to what happened in the exam hall? What are you seeing? Is there something that you're going to be changing going into the future? Is there something that you're going to be doing differently as you hit yourself or take yourself into the future? Let me hear from you in the comment or the chat box if there are anything, and then share your experience with me as well. As I mentioned, there is a way we have to study for the examination now if we want to pass the ICA examination, and that is what I want to share with you, what we refer to as the Nhyira Premium CA Success Framework. It's a framework that I've been working on for some time now to really give you the overview of 5 key steps that you have to go through and the various things that you need to do along the way to put yourself in the position to go into the exam hall, write the exam with confidence, and most importantly, pass the examination at the end of the day. So let me bring up my screen quickly and then let's get into the discussion for the day, and hoping that we'll be able to really provide you with the blueprints that you need in Gone are the days where you are going to be taking a leave a week to the exam. Okay, yes, I think I'm back. Thanks for that. So, gone are the days where you're going to be sitting down a week to the exam, 3 days to the exam. You take a leave and go away and think you'll pass the examination. So, the 5-step framework starts first with your mindset. Your mindset. Because remember, the way a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Your viewpoint of the way the ICA examination is going to be crucial at the end of the day. And so when it comes to the mindset needed to pass the ICA examination going into the future, due to the structure of the exam these days, it means that you have to avoid any last-minute strategy. You must avoid any last-minute strategy. Why? Because it's not going to work. It will not work. You are writing strategic case study. You won't learn all throughout the 12 weeks. Then you sit down, waiting for pre-scene to come so that you will start reading pre-scene analysis. You will get 2%. You will get 5%. Last-minute strategies will not work. You are writing financial reporting. Instead of studying throughout the 12 weeks, you will not. A week to the exam, then you take leave from your work, thinking that you can cram everything in 12 weeks. It's not going to work. So the last-minute strategy mindset, it's something that you have to kill, get rid of if you really want to pass this examination in record time. This is very important. Number 2, the reason why many people have this last-minute strategy is because of the excuses. So you want to pass the examination, you build a mindset that allows you to stop the excuses. Do you want to become a chartered accountant? Yes. When do you want to become a chartered accountant? As early as possible. So why the excuses? Oh, today I'm tired. I'll learn tomorrow. My work is very busy. I don't close from work early. And so by the time I get home, I'm tired. Weekend too, you have to rest. I have to watch. Yeah, that's your life. But nobody cares about your excuses. You need to build a mindset that allows you to get rid of the excuses. So, number 1, avoid last-minute strategies. Because some of you think that you can sit down 3 days to the exam hall, you can attend some specialized classes, and you can pass the examination. Listen, the quality of the ICA examination these days, the last-minute strategies will not work. Listen, the quality of the ICA examination these days, your excuses will not fly. So you need to stop the excuses. What does that mean? It means you have to build a mindset that requires you to take full responsibility. So you need to take responsibility for your life, for your decision, for your goal of becoming a chartered accountant. Because some of you think this thing is trial and error. I've told you this over and over again. There are people who sit down and they are like, oh, the ICA exam, just keep writing. Just keep writing. No. You don't just keep writing. You have to apply strategy. You don't just keep writing. You have to write with conscience. You don't just keep writing. You cannot just spend money. Spend the time, spend the energy, spend the emotional stress. Tell everybody that you are writing the exam when in reality, you are just screwing yourself up. You need to build the mindset that allows you to take responsibility. Listen, I'm not here telling you are not responsible. That's not what I'm saying, please. I'm not saying you are not responsible. What I'm saying is this. If you are going to pass your CA examination, if you are going to become a chartered accountant in record time, then you got to stop the excuses. You got to stop the last-minute strategies, and you got to take full responsibility for this journey. You have to take full responsibility for your life in order for you to pass this examination. There are some of you, your promotions are on the line. There are some of you, you've suspended your life. There are certain things you're supposed to do, but you're not doing them. You're not able to do them. Why? Because the CA is hanging on your neck like something, like a burden, and you have to get rid of it. You have to finish it before you proceed to something else. So you have to take responsibility, and that starts from your mind. And so the first strategy in order for you to pass the examination is to build the right mindset. That will require avoiding any last minute strategy. That will require stopping the excuses. Nobody cares about your excuses. And then you take full responsibility. I tell people this. Now the examination is written 3 times in a year. 3 times. What it means is that even if you are not a shark, you should be able to finish the ICA examination in 2 years. Let's say you start from even level 1. You could finish the ICA examination, give and take, in 2 years. You're done. Now, if you come in with your first degree and you are starting from level 2, it means you could literally finish it in a year because we are writing the exams 3 times in a year. Why can't you take responsibility? Why can't you stop the excuses? Why can't you stop the last minute strategy, buying yourself the emotional pressure and take your life to the next level? Now, to be able to build this mindset, what it then means is that you need to discipline yourself. Okay? You need to discipline yourself. Because nobody is going to come and tell you, hey, do this. If you don't do it, I'm going to cane you. If you don't do it, I'm not going to give you breakfast. If you don't do it, I'm not going to give you your iPad. Like some of you do to your children. Your children, when they come from school, they are supposed to do their assignment. They are supposed to do whatever, project work. They are supposed to do this. They are supposed to do that. Then you punish them and say, if you don't do it, then you won't get this. You are punishing your children, but you are not taking responsibility for what you are supposed to do. And you are giving yourself excuses. Again, nobody cares about your excuses. So you have to discipline yourself. Nhyira, I'm busy. When I wake up 4 a.m. I stuck in traffic 2 hours. I get to the office. When I get to the office, I close at 5. And then I was stuck in another traffic. I'll get home 9 and 10. I am tired. Then maybe stop the ICA. Yeah, stop and focus on your life, something else. But you want to become a chartered accountant. You want to take your life to the next level. And that requires discipline. I cannot do that for you. I'm not here to motivate you. No. I'm here to let you know that you are responsible for where you are right now. Your decisions, your actions, your inactions are the cause of your problem that you have. Not anybody's responsibility. And some of you, because of the wrong mindset that you have, that is why you are where you are. And sometimes people think, 10 years, you are now a chartered accountant. You don't need 10 years to be a chartered accountant. In this day and age, you don't need 10 years. No matter how busy you are, if you discipline yourself, and number 2, have the right mentorship. You should finish this in record time. And that is the mindset. And that is one of the things we do here. My students, anybody that has attended our lecture will tell you, assignment will be given. You don't do the assignment, you don't join the discussion for the assignment. Your script will be reviewed. I'll bring up your script, open it. This is the English you wrote. Look at the things you wrote. Let's solve it. Let's deal with it. That is mentorship because it shapes your mind and lets you understand what you are expected to do in the exam hall so you can put yourself in the position to pass the examination. So, guys, this is where it starts. Your mindset. If you can fix your perspective about the fact that last minute showdown doesn't work. If you can fix your mindset about the fact that there is nothing like excuses because nobody cares about your excuses. If you can fix your mindset and take responsibility for your life through discipline and having the right mentorship, I can guarantee you are on your way to pass the examination. But that is the first step you need to understand in the 5-step Nhyira Premium CA Success Framework. Your mindset. I am really on this because, many a times I hear people say this a lot. Oh, the CAs are me. Just keep writing. Just keep writing. Just keep writing. No, you don't do that. You don't do that. It's like you want to give birth. Then you say, just keep having sex and you will give birth. No. You don't keep having sex and you give birth. No. Maybe you got to check Maybe there's a problem with a woman, there's a problem with a man, or something like that. You don't just keep having sex and think baby will just pop up. No. You got to change the strategy. So if you write the exam and you fail, you are writing and you are failing, you are writing and you are failing, you're not making any progress, fix your mind, because there is something necessarily, definitely going on that you're not taking responsibility for. And so going into the future, you want to change the way you think. You want to change the way you see the ICA examination. I don't care who the heck you are. But you cannot wait a week to the exam, take a leave, and think you can do anything in 1 week to pass the examination. In this day and age, the structure, the quality of the questions, you will be eating for breakfast. You go chop them, easy. Listen, if you can fix your mind, you can fix your life. That's the first thing in the framework. Once we get your mindset fixed, the second step in the 5-step framework is the syllabus. There are many of you, you don't even know the scope of the syllabus for the subject you are writing. And no one say you are just there. You don't even know that some of the things in the syllabus. I remember last week during our fire chat discussion sessions, after the sessions, I think over the weekend, there were a lot of messages I had and calls from people who are not our students, sending us message, calling, said, I didn't know this thing was in the syllabus. I didn't know this was the syllabus. Now, when I joined the discussion, I now became scared because I realized that a lot of the things I didn't know about, and I went to the exam hall, they were there, and I didn't know about them. How the heck do you want to go into the exam hall without knowing what is in the syllabus? And you know why people don't know? Because you are doing last minute. Because you are giving yourself excuses. Because you are not responsible for this ICA journey. Again, I'm not saying you are irresponsible when it comes to your life. I am speaking to this ICA journey. So you must know the syllabus. Now, about the syllabus, 3 things you have to be mindful of. Number 1 is going to be the structure of the syllabus. What is the structure of the syllabus? You must understand. Now, when we talk about structure of the syllabus, we are talking about every subject, whatever is covered under the subject, the syllabus weighing, and how the subjects connect with each other. What are the relationship with each of the subjects? So, for instance, let's see if I can bring this up probably in this case. Let me show you something here. Let's see if I can bring this up. Good. So this is, say, strategic case study syllabus. This is a strategic case study syllabus. And this is the structure of the case study syllabus. We have strategic analysis, strategic choice, strategy into action, financial objectives. And you must know everything that is there. Every area of the syllabus, what is covered there. Okay, let's go to something else. What the heck? Let's say you're in advanced audit and assurance. This is the structure of the syllabus. These are the things there. These are the syllabus weighings. You must understand what is available in the syllabus, because when you know the structure of the syllabus, how each of them is connected, it helps you to then come to the second thing, which is understanding the scope of the syllabus. Then you can now come to the content of the syllabus. So let me ask you, do you have the ICA syllabus? The exam that you wrote, did you go with a syllabus? Did you learn with a syllabus? Do you understand the structure of the syllabus and what is included everywhere? Did you cover it? Now, if you have the syllabus, which is free, accessible, it will put you on your toe to realize that I can't use 3 days to finish this thing. Listen. Let's say you're writing financial reporting. Don't let anybody lie to you that, oh, if you do consolidation and ratios, Charlie, and some of the few areas, no, you can pass the examination. Don't let anybody lie to you. You can do console. Okay? You can do console. I can bring you a question. You will look at the question and you may score 2 over 10, 2 over 20. You know why? Because you see, if you take consolidation, yes, it is consolidation, but there are other things in the consolidation, your accounting standards. So you don't just get up and say, I'm learning consolidation. No. Are you strong in the accounting standards? You don't just get up and say, I'm doing evaluation of financial statement. Do you understand the components of the financial statement? Do you have a strong knowledge of the accounting standards? You cannot just get up and say, I'm doing single entity financial statement. Do you understand what goes into single entity financial statement preparation? That is what I mean by the syllabus. Knowing the structure of the syllabus, the scope of the syllabus, and the content in the syllabus. And for many of you, you don't know. So you go to the exam hall and you see a question and you're like, hey, which one is also this? Which one is also this? Yeah. It's because you are not responsible. It's because you were giving excuses. It's because you were adopting last minute strategies. Again, listen, I am not here to do you baby careful. I'm here to hit you with reality. If you want to do this in record time, then you need to swallow your pride and accept what I'm telling you so that you can change your life and pass this exam as fast as possible and take your life to the next level. That's all I'm interested in here. So don't let your ego come your way. Okay, don't let it come your way. This is what you are doing that may prevent you, or that is preventing you from becoming a chartered accountant. I say this always. I don't glorify when someone says, oh, I've been on this journey for 15 years, for 10 years. Glory be to God. I'm now a chartered accountant. Yeah, glory be to God. It's good. I'm interested in somebody who is doing it in a year. Success is not measured in the destination or the achievement. It's measured in time. So if somebody takes a year to do what you took 10 years to do, who is successful? The person who took a year to do it, they will have more leverage, more exposure, more experiences, and most of the time, they become your superiors in the workplace. And that's where you see people become bitter. Look at me. I've been working in this company for a long time. Look at this little boy. He came, no. Look at this little girl. He came, no. They have promoted him. Yeah. Because you suck. Because you are not responsible. Because you keep giving yourself excuses. Because you think you can take a leave for 3 days and use 3 days to finish everything in the syllabus. What are you smoking? It's not possible, my friends. You cannot do it like that. So that's the second thing in the 5-step framework. Once you get your mindset right, you must understand the scope of the syllabus. Know the structure of the syllabus, know the content of the syllabus. Some subjects are even interrelated, and it increases your chances of understanding them pretty well. For instance, you take something like public sector accounting and finance with financial reporting. Yes, there is some correlation now, a lot here, especially about 40 marks. 40 marks, give and take. The IPSAS, they are here as financial statement preparation. Sorry, the IFRSs, right? Then we have evaluation of financial statement, ratio analysis. They are also here, evaluation of financial statement. Now, context of the analysis will be a little different, and then even the calculations, some of them will vary, but there are a lot of similarities in some of the ratios calculation in public sector and in financial reporting. Most of the IPSAS, you take something like IPSAS 17, property, plant, and equipment. That's IAS 16. You take IPSAS 16, that is IAS 40. You take IPSAS 31, that is IAS 36. I think so. You take IPSAS 19, that is IAS 37. All right? You take IPSAS 2, that is IAS 7. Cash flow statement. Okay? You take IPSAS, 14, events after the reporting period, that is IAS 10. So similarities. So in other words, when you're learning public sector and financial reporting together, you have that leverage. So you realize that this 20 marks area on the accounting standard, most of the accounting standards, most of the things will be just like revision in one, learning in the other, revision in one, learning in the other, making the journey much easier for you. Or you come to something like maybe financial management and then management accounting, right? Financial management and then management accounting. There is just a little similarities here, but if you are going to be writing financial management, having some knowledge in your PSA will help you in some parts of the financial management when you are dealing with public procurement, PIFA, and what was the third thing? Public-private partnership arrangement. So that is what I mean by the second thing, knowing the syllabus, the structure, the scope, the content. And that's the second thing in the framework. So once we fix your mindset, you avoid the last minute strategies which is ruining your life. You stop giving yourself the excuses which is not helping you, and you take absolute responsibility through discipline and having the right mentorship. Then we can look at the syllabus. Then we go to the third step in the framework, and that is to look at the examination. There are many people who don't even understand the exam. They are just learning. But the third thing is the examination. The examination. Whatever paper you are writing, whatever subject you are writing, you need to understand the exam. When we talk about the exam, number one, what is the structure of the exam? How is the exam going to be like? What are the things that the examiner is going to be asking on? Okay, that's very important. The second thing is going to be, what are the verbs the examiner is going to be using? In other words, what are the questions the examiner is going to be asking you? Then number three, what does the examiner expect of you to write? Okay, so the examiner's expectation. What does the examiner expect from you when a given question is asked? That's the exam. So, again, let's come back. You are writing public sector accounting and finance, right? What is the structure of the exam? What are the verbs? What will be the context of the questions? What are the things that the examiner is going to be speaking on or talking about that you have to pay attention to? Yes, you're going to have something on there, public financial management. Yes, you have something on PIFA. Yes, you have something on the IPSAS. Yes, you'll be preparing the financial statement. Yes, you'll be doing evaluation of financial statement. Now, how will the questions be? What are the options available under each of these things? That is what I mean by the examination. Are you getting what I'm saying here? So, for instance, for those of you who join our fireside chat, for instance, I shared something there with you. Let me see if I can probably bring this up quickly and then show you something that I'm talking about here in that particular case. So, for instance, if you take something like PIFA, right? The PIFA framework. What are the options available that the examiner can ask you questions about? He can ask you questions about the weakest link and the average method. He can ask you a question about the objectives of the PIFA, the limitations of the PIFA, the 5-step framework of the PIFA. Okay? These are the options. That's what I mean by understanding the syllabus and then understanding what options are available to the examiner. Again, if I take any other thing in the discussion generally, let's say we are taking another subject, say financial reporting, right? Let's say we are writing financial reporting. Okay. Yeah, we know question 1 is going to be on consolidation. But when it comes to consolidation, what are the types of consolidation questions? We know there will be a question on evaluation of financial statements. But when it comes to evaluation of financial statements, what are the types of questions available that the examiner can ask you when it comes to evaluation of financial statements? Yeah, we know there's going to be questions on single entity financial statements. Either you are preparing the cash flow statement or you are preparing the statement of profit or loss and statement of financial position. Okay, what are the options? The context of the questions, the structure, the footnotes, the standard mix-up. Like, what are the things the examiner can bring to you? So when you take any subject at all, you must understand the examination, the structure of the exam, the context of the questions, and then the expectations of the examiner. That is what I mean by the examination. For some of you, you never expose yourself to anything about the exam. So you are just in your own world, doing your own thing. Then you get to the exam hall, the examiner hits you with something. You're like, I've never heard of this. Okay, that means you failed. Welcome back. You're going to go again. But you don't have to reach there, my friend. There is no need for you to get there before you realize that, I've just screwed up. And so when it comes to the examination and you get to the exam hall, there are a couple of things you have to be mindful of, working with speed and accuracy. And listen, time is going to be your enemy in the exam hall. The time will not be enough. So how do you work with speed and accuracy in the exam hall? You should have been doing that before the exam. You should have been doing that. Because some of you, maybe you sat for the examination. By the end of the stop work, you had attempted maybe 3 questions. And you know you will fail the exam. You know deep down in your heart that the thing you did in the exam hall, you will fail. Why? Because you couldn't work within the time. And that's why people complain a lot. Oh, the time is not enough. The question is loaded. The examiner has asked more than... So we should give you how many hours? How many hours do you want the examiner to give you? Just say it. 7 hours? 10 hours? No. It will be the 3 hours plus your 15 minutes reading time. But you have to learn to work with speed and accuracy in the exam hall. But you don't wait. Get to the exam hall before you try to work with speed and accuracy. During the 12-week studying process or studying time, you have to be working with speed and accuracy. You need to be solving questions under time. You need to put yourself in the situation where you are pressured to think under time and to work with speed and accuracy, because time will be your enemy in the exam hall. How do you fix that? By practicing. Because many of you are walking into the exam hall totally ignorant of what is going to happen in the exam hall. That's all. Because you think it's just about vibes and inshallah, you've studied. No. Your timing in the exam hall is very important. And that links to the second thing, controlling your emotion. Because there are some of you who get to the exam hall and you freak out. They've shared their papers. Immediately you receive the answer booklet or the question paper, you freak out. Or you are answering the question, then they say, oh, 1 hour gone, or 1 hour more, then you start panicking. You start panicking. Why? Because if you look at what you have done so far, and the time left is not enough. Now, immediately you start panicking, you're on your way to fail the exam if you don't kill that in 10 seconds. Why? Because you see, when you start panicking and your heart beats at a rate above the normal rate, what happens is that everything else is moving through your heart and your brain doesn't work again. You can't remember things. You cannot recollect things any longer. And that is where you struggle more. And the panic increases. The panic increases. But listen, if you have put yourself in a simulation, maybe we are doing performance evaluation test, you do it. Assignment is given, you do it. You look at some of the questions on our portal, for instance, our live practice questions. These are under time. It means that you had exposed yourself to that environment throughout the 12-week session. So you know how to handle your emotions when they begin to freak you up. You know how to handle panic when it comes. It is not in the exam hall that you learn to do speed and accuracy. It is not in the exam hall that you now learn, hey, what should I do? It is about practice. And Nuntina, you cannot do this 3 days to the exam. And Nuntina, you cannot wait a week to the exam, 3 days to the exam, and think you can do some magic and go past the exam. You will fail. It's not because God is not on your side. It's not because you don't have the wisdom. It's because you're just lazy and you are not prepared to go into the exam and pass the examination. So controlling your emotion is very important. And then the third thing, which is key, is English language. Yeah. The paper is going to be, all your papers are in English, right? Some of you don't know how to write. So your handwriting plus your English grammar is a problem. So in your brain, in your thoughts, in your world, you think you are writing something brilliant. But if we go back to see it, and again, you don't get to the exam hall before you perfect this. You have to perfect it throughout. And that is one of the things we do here. Because my students will tell you, assignments are given, ratio analysis, evaluation of financial statements, or we do performance evaluation tests, your script is brought. And we look at your script, we read it together. And sometimes the students are shocked of what they wrote after reviewing what they have done. Subject-verb agreement, poor. Grammatical expression, poor. Spelling, poor. All those makes you either pass or fail the examination. And that is the third thing in the 5-step framework to pass your CA examination. Knowing about the exam. The structure of the exam, the context of the questions, the options available, and the expectations of the examiner. But in the exam hall, you got to work with speed and accuracy. In the exam hall, you need to control your emotions. In the exam hall, you have to write proper English. But you cannot do all of those things in the exam hall for the first time. It has to be something you practice over a period. That is how you pass the examination. That's how you pass the exam. I've had students who share with me that, hey, Nhyira, I got to the exam hall and I couldn't write on the paper. And I'm like, why? What happened? Because, you usually don't write on paper. You hardly write these days, right? Everything is PC. You are typing everything in a Word document, and then you print out or you're on your iPad, you're on your smartphone or smart devices, whatever the heck. So you hardly even write. And now they were struggling of just writing on the paper because it's like it's a new thing for you. It's been a while since you really wrote in an exam like that. All of these are factors that make people fail the exam. Just writing. But how do you perfect this? You have to work it out before the exam date. And that means participating fully in live lectures. That means doing assignments. That means doing performance evaluation tests, and stop giving yourself the excuses. And that's one thing that is pivotal in our program, in our mentorship program. You don't do assignments, you don't do performance evaluation tests, then you're not going to enjoy the live lectures. Maybe you can just be watching the playback. Because assignments will be given. We will do performance evaluation tests. And why are we doing all of those things? It's because we are trying to get you to work under time. We are trying to get you to work on your emotions, structure yourself, work under pressure. We are trying to get you to write proper English and practice writing that you're going to be doing in the exam hall. And that is the third step. So again, number one, get your mindset right. Avoid the last minute strategies. Stop the excuses because nobody cares about your excuses. Number three, take full responsibility. Get your mindset right through discipline and having the right mentorship. But remember, you need to understand the scope of the syllabus, the structure of the syllabus, the content of the syllabus. Then you must understand the examination. Now that we know what is in the exam and what we have to do in the exam hall, we come to the fourth step on the framework, which is where everything is going to be rising and falling. Studying. Oh, Nhyira, I don't get time to study. Oh, Nhyira, my work doesn't allow me to study. Oh, Nhyira, every day I'm traveling. Stop the ICA and go focus on something else and stop wasting your time, your resources, your money. Stop it. Because you see, you can't be throwing money, throwing emotions, wasting your strength like that. I know some of you say, oh, Nhyira, don't say that. You have to encourage people. Listen. If you need somebody to encourage you to go after your dream, then you don't have a dream. If you need somebody to yank you to go after your dream, then you don't even have a dream in the first place. That is why I spoke about the excuses. That's why I spoke about avoiding the last minute strategy. That is why I spoke about taking responsibility. Because you know what you have to do to pass the exam. You know that the reason why some of you have been on this journey for only God knows how long is because you always do last minute strategy. It's because you are always giving yourself excuses. It's because you've never taken responsibility for yourself in respect of this journey. You know. And you want me to come and tell you, oh, baby, careful, that is not my job. My job is to inspire you to take responsibility, stop the excuses, and come to the realization that nobody is coming for you. Nobody is going to save you. This thing, nobody can do it for you. You are the only person who can do it for yourself. That's all. That's all. So you're studying. How do you do this? Number one, you must know your peak time. And most of the time, you got to create this. Your peak time represents the time that your brain is at its best. So don't study when you are tired. There are some of you, you always deceive yourself. You get home, you are tired, you eat some bangu and tilapia, you finish bathing, then you sit on your bed. Then you pick a book. Then you are reading. No, who are you deceiving? You see, sometimes when you do things, sit down and reflect on what you are doing and ask yourself, what I'm doing, is it the right thing, or I am just being delusional in my own world? If you are tired, freshen up and sleep. Because you can't study. Because there are some people who are like, I pick the book, I study, the following morning, nothing comes, I can't remember anything. What time are you studying? You've been to work, you've hustled, you've been stuck in traffic all day, you came home, you were tired, you finished bathing, then you pick a book that you are learning. Debbie, the brain doesn't work like that. Nothing will stick in your head because that's not your peak time. Or you claim to be studying, but you have your phone with you. Kukwa sends a message. You look at it. Hey, you are in one useless group like that. Then they send a message. Then you open it. Then you look at, hey. Then you put it down. Then you come and read one. Then you go and grab the phone again. How are you studying? We don't study like that. That is distraction. That's not your peak time. It is better to put the book aside and spend 1 hour on TikTok, consciously watching videos. Okay? 1 hour consciously on WhatsApp, chatting with your friends in the group chat, replying to messages. Rather than trying to do a little TikTok, then you come back to your book to come and study. The brain doesn't work like that. So if you want to misbehave, put time aside and misbehave. Then if you want to be serious, block every distraction and be serious. That is how you understand, you memorize. That is where you keep long-term memory. That is what I refer to as your peak time. When you are of your best, when there is no distraction around you. It means then that you need to have a steady plan. Okay? You need to have a steady plan. A steady plan is not your timetable. So your timetable is like, oh, Monday, I have financial reporting. Tuesday, I have what else are you writing? Maybe public sector accounting and finance. Wednesday, I have strategic case study. And Monday, I'm going to learn from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tuesday, I'm going to learn from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. But you won't even learn that long. Wednesday, I'm going to learn from 6 a.m. to 12 noon. This is not steady plan. This is timetable. Steady plan is where the schedule is broken into the topical areas in each of the syllabus. So you take financial reporting, for instance. What are the topical areas? We have consolidation. We have the IFRSs. We have evaluation of financial statement. We have single entity financial statements. Then we have those theory areas. So a steady plan is where you take the standards, break it down, so that you have days, period, sessions where you are covering something specific. So when you pick your book, it's not like, oh, today I have financial reporting. Hey, what else? What class should I learn? So there are some people, they are like, Nhyira, when I pick the book, I don't know what to learn. Oh, yeah, because you have timetable, not a steady plan. Because the steady plan breaks down the timetable or breaks down the subject. So at each session, you know that, okay, I have financial reporting, but today I am supposed to learn IFRS 15 and IFRS 5. Okay, I have public sector accounting and finance, but today I'm supposed to learn PIFA framework. That is a steady plan. So when you pick the book at every time, it's not now you are going to do pimpana nana, CCC. No, you know exactly what's in that subject that session is for. So you need to prepare a steady plan. Very important here. Very important. You need to prepare a steady plan. Then certainly the third thing is you got to attend lectures. Because this is very important. And participate fully. Okay? Attend lectures and participate fully. If I can say that. Listen. There are some of you think you are too brilliant. I can do self-study. I say this all the time, When we put 10 people in a room to study for the ICA examination, 10 people in a room, maybe only 1 out of the 10 can pass the exam. The remaining 9 people will fail the exam miserably. It's not because they don't know. Because you see, some people don't even know how to do Google search. Google search, they don't know how to do Google search. So self-studying is a sabotage for yourself. So attend lectures. Attend lectures. It's very important. Attend lectures. Very important. Maybe you are like, we have our lectures available. We have the best platform available when it comes to the ICA tuition. Talk about videos, talk about summary videos, talk about our platforms, talk about the downloadability, interactions, quality of our productions, quality of our tuition, top notch, available. Join live lectures. Okay, you don't like online lectures? You want in-person lectures? Go and look for the people who have that and attend lectures. Be part of a community. Oh, I don't have money to attend lectures. I don't have money to buy books. But you have money to buy new weave on. You have money to go and buy things that you don't need. But your career, your dream, your aspiration. This thing that when you do it, it will take you to the next level, help you to get more money, more salary, put you on a different pedestal. You are screwing it up in the name of, I don't have money. Attend live lectures and participate fully. In our community, assignments will be given. We do performance evaluation tests. And you have to participate fully, because that is how you're able to understand the way the examiner is going to be setting the questions and what you have to do in the exam hall. That is how you will be able to understand the scope of the syllabus and the various things that the examiner is going to be bringing up in the exam hall. And that is how you're able to avoid the last minute strategy. You're able to overcome your excuses, and you're able to now take responsibility, because you become more responsible on this journey, because there's an assignment you have to do. You have to prepare for a performance evaluation test, and you are held accountable in that environment, and it changes your mindset. You become more disciplined as an individual, because you are being mentored to take your life to the next level. That is what I'm talking about here. Participate fully. So know your peak time. Don't just pick a book because you feel like studying. You got to study when you are of your best self. Very important. Number 2, have a study plan, not a timetable. Not a timetable. You can check our how-to playlist on the channel. We have a video on how you can prepare a study plan. Number 3, attend lectures. Attend lectures and participate fully. Listen, I say this always, and I tell my students always, this always. Don't be too big. Don't be too egotistic. Because I've had students who will come. Assignments they won't do. Performance evaluation tests they won't do. And they are in your own head. And the questions are being discussed, right? And I'm going through people's scripts. And then they are in the waiting room. And they want to join the class. Then they will be complaining. They will be complaining. They will be complaining. But it is part of our terms and conditions on our website. That assignment will be given. Failure to do it, you won't join the live discussions for it. Because I am looking at people's scripts. How the heck should I bring you to come and laugh at people when you didn't do the assignment? So I want you to drop your ego. Because there are many of you, you attend the lectures, but you just do it half-heartedly. Because you think, yeah, you're a big woman. You drive a big car. You live in a big house. You have children. You are married. So you can do things anyhow. No. ICA doesn't care about who the heck you are. In front of ICA, everyone is equal as a student. So the first thing you need to know is, I am a student. And if you're a student, you have to study. If you're a student, you have to do assignment. If you're a student, you have to do performance evaluation test. If you're a student, you can't give yourself excuses for your inability to do assignment or performance evaluation test. So if you see yourself as a student first, then you can discipline yourself and stop the excuses. Then you can go to the exam hall and pass the examination. But if you see yourself as Lolo, Her Royal Majesty, His Highness, oh, you're a big man, you drive a big car, nobody cares about who the heck you think you are. Because in the exam hall, the car you drive, we don't care. The house you live in, we don't care. The position you have in your workplace, nobody cares. How much money you have in your bank account, nobody cares about it. It's a simple rule. This is the question. Provide the answer. If you're able to provide the answer, you pass. If you're not able to provide, you fail. And that is one of the things that I've seen over the last decade. The best students that I've come across are the people who are responsible, are the people who don't give excuses, and are the people who go the extra mile. And it blows my mind in some cases about the best student that I've come across. And they are not willing to give excuses. They will work hard. I've had students who are flying across and they have to still make time to do the assignment. Why? Because they want to finish this in record time. Sister, you can't use 10 years on ICA. Me neighbor, what are you looking for? You cannot. You have to do this in a year or 2 years. You are done. But the reason you are still on this journey and you are waiting to finish in 10 years and come and say, glory be to God. No. We don't want that kind of praise. God is going to be happy with you and your life is going to be more happier if you are able to tell God that, hey, I finished this. Guess what? In a year. That swag is better than using 10 years to finish it. So I'm impressing on you. See yourself as a student. I've been in this game over a decade. This is my full-time job. So I've seen all of the ups and downs. I've seen all of the things that there is to be seen. Students come and they come with their ego. Student comes and they want to be treated like they are royalties. No. You are a student. Because if you go to Legon to go and do MBA or go to London School of Business and Finance to go and do MBA or there, you play by the rules of the institution, not by your rules. So I want you to get rid of your delusional mind. Come out of your delusional world and see yourself as a student. If you can see yourself as a student, it will change the way you approach the exam. It will change the fact that, oh, okay, I got to make time to study, right? I got to make time to do assignment. I have to make time to do performance evaluation test. I need to have a steady plan. I need to make time. I need to discipline myself. I can't continue to give myself excuses. And I need to finish this in record time. It changes the way you think about everything. Now, on the studying thing, there are 3 things that I would want to further tell you about. So knowing your peak time, yes, very important. Having a steady plan, pretty important. Attending live lectures and participating fully is very important. But there are 3 other things that I want you to be mindful of when it comes to your study time or studying, and that is your learning style. So you need to know your learning style. How do you learn? Everybody is different. There are some people, they have to study, write it, and do it again, over and over and over again before it can stick. That's some people's way of studying. There are some people, they must study with pictures, so they must have flashcards around. That's their way of studying. There are some people, they have to read it, listen to it, watch it over and over and over again before it sticks. Know your learning style. What is your learning style? And let me tell you this. There are some people who are like, oh, Nhyira, these days, we are old, though. The brain has become weak. And you ask them, okay, how old are you? 45 years. 40 years. 50 years. And they are like, oh, my brain is weak. Your brain is weak at 40? Really? So when you are 60 years, that means you're going to be suffering from amnesia or something else. Your brain is not weak. So my brain coach, Jim Quick, always says this. There is nothing like a weak brain. There is only what we have is untrained brain. So you need to be able to train your brain. Know your learning style. You have to try and know what really helps you to understand. And learning style is very important, because once you know your learning style and you know your peak time and you follow your study plan and you are consistent, boom, you're going to pass the examination. And that is the second thing you must understand here, that consistency is key. Okay? Consistency is key. Listen, it's not about, inshallah, hey, Charlie, this weekend there, I'm going to block everything. Charlie, this weekend there, learning song once in a while. It won't help you. You need to be consistent. It's like you want to lose weight. Then you eat by heart throughout the week. Then on Saturday, then you eat healthy meal. On Saturday, you go to the gym. Then you say you want to lose weight. Debbie, It has to be consistent. It has to become your lifestyle. You need to study. Be consistent. You can't do it once in a while. Hey, the whole of this weekend, I'll study. Then the following week, fine. 2 weeks later, fine. Oh, there's a man. It's July. Oh, I'll start learning very soon. Oh, I'll start learning very soon. Before you know it, June has ended. Then you take some miserable leave from your workplace, causing financial loss to your company. And for those of you working for the country, civil servants, you cause financial loss to the state. Then you go, write the exam, and fail the exam on top of it. You cannot do that. That's why you need consistency. Then number 3 is going to be the fact that you need to work on your memory. Okay, your brain has to be worked on. You got to work on your memory. Very important in that particular case. Very important. Work on your memory. Okay? There are foods you must eat that get your memory done well. You got to exercise more. Be active. Work on your memory. Because some of you lack concentration. You can't sit down 30 minutes without having anything else distracting you. Either your phone, the TV, or something else, a thought distracting you. You cannot. It means you have a weak memory. You have a weak memory. Because if you cannot sit down 30 minutes without having some thoughts coming in that distract you or your phone distracting you, you have a problem. And in that circumstance, you can't study. Nothing will stick when you even study. It won't stick. So you have to work on your brain. What's your level of focus? Can you sit down 30 minutes? Your phone is on flight mode or focus mode or do not disturb mode, whatever the heck phone you are using. Do not disturb flight mode or focus mode for 30 minutes. And you sit down and you're at peace with your heart and you study. Can you do that? Can you do that? Because some of you, I say this all the time. The reason you are not progressing in life and making significant progress is because of the phone that you have. Your phone has become your enemy when the phone is supposed to rather help you to become successful in record time. That's the purpose of technology. Imagine the way you can leverage your phone to help you to study things in record time. Faster. Why? Because I can take my phone, whatever the heck phone, I can take my phone. Maybe I'm doing a reading subject. Press the record button. Then I'm reading the thing that I'm reading aloud. Then it records. With AI, it could be transcribed. Then it could be summarized. That's the purpose of the phone. So I have the audio there. So when I'm somewhere, maybe you are cooking, you are washing, you are jogging, you are doing something, you have your headphone on, then you are listening to your own voice. Now, with the phone, with technology, AI has just summarized the key points that you have to be mindful of, and that becomes your note. So the phone, the technology, the iPad, the AI, everything is supposed to help you so you become faster. And so people see you and they are like, you are shark, Ama. Yeah, you are shark because you are leveraging technology to get what you have to get in record time. And that is how you become successful. But you have the best technology in your hand, and all you do is TikTok, 7 hours a day. WhatsApp, 17 hours a day. The time is gone. Because you can't put your phone aside for 30 minutes to study. You can't. And you're not working in an emergency. You are not a firefighter. It's not like you are working at the crime unit of the Ghana Police Service. That your phone must be by you, and if a message comes and you don't reply it instantly, somebody will die. No. listen, you got to work because all these contribute to your memory. There is this rumor that even goldfish have higher concentration than human brain because people cannot concentrate for just few minutes. No, you cannot. But listen, if you're going to study and understand the things in the syllabus, have an idea about